All right, next up we have Oliver. What's going on, Oliver?
Hello.
Ollie, sorry. Oliver. Ollie.
Oliver.
How's it going?
It's all good. Yeah.
How weird is it to be at an event in the UK speaking to UK people about innovation within AEC?
I mean, it's from our perspective, the architecture world, London is the capital of the architecture world.
Really?
Yeah.
In terms of beauty of the...
No, not the city. Like, there's the most amount of firms, quite a lot of good universities. For architecture and technology, which is what we do, it is the capital.
Yeah, that's cool to think about. Yeah, welcome.
And I think
Why
the
is that?
second is like Copenhagen, right? There's like so many firms around there. You got New York. But then outside of that, like a lot of architecture firms are spread in these different locations. So
Oliver, just introduce yourself very quickly. We have a dripping water interruption right here.
Great.
So, just give us a little introduction.
yeah, my name
You've been on Bricks and Bytes before, by the way.
Yeah. Talking
Experience
about
number 2.
Facet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm Oliver Thomas. I'm the founder of Architect Network. We're an online platform talking about architecture and technology.
And you have an event on March.
Yeah, we got our own conference, March 2026,
What's that
18th and 19th of March. We're going to be talking about everything, architecture, technology, entrepreneurship, and we'll also be bringing in influencers like yourselves and ourselves.
Are we invited? We had this chat the other day, and my third baby is due on the day of the conference, so I'll be there.
You'll move the baby.
Yeah, I'll move the baby again.
I'll be disappointed, first baby or second baby or the conference. Yeah.
And be like that Dana White.
Yeah, the second one, he told me that I had to keep moving the date, so I moved it 3 times. Still wasn't happy.
Putting on our first conference. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be architecture and technology is the bread and butter, but we'll have a little bit of people talking about Contech, particularly from where I came with Facet and people building houses with technology. Some people talking about the influencer side of things. I think it's a huge...
Great. I think it's a great idea because there's a lot of people like you say, like us, other kind of people. You do create your own content as well, which is brilliant. And there's various other people in there as well. And there's kind of this a more interest and community starting to build. So I think it's a really interesting angle to get the influencer kind of community involved and see where that goes. What's your kind of play? You were at Facet. Maybe just tell us a little bit about how things didn't quite pan out the way they had planned to. Maybe a kind of like a symptom of the culture within the UK and people's reluctance to want to try such a novel solution, which was great, but yeah, those struggles there. And then what are you doing right now?
Yeah, so I left Facet middle of July. Like a lot of MMC companies, it's just not a great time in the UK. And, we're working with developers and things like that. And we just found out no one's really building.
Yeah.
It
takes them 3 years to get planning permission.
Yeah. It's like,
why would they?
No one's building, let alone if it's MMC or traditional. Just like it's really stagnant at the moment. And so, Facet has an existing business and we were trying to scale it up. So I think for now they're just trying to hunker down with the existing business and see if there's a better time to do it. I still really believe in the technology, the approach. I think is a really viable solution. One thing with startups is timing. You gotta time.
You can be right, but timing is wrong. Then
yeah, it's notorious. I think that we spoke to quite a few of the people doing this novel home building methods. I've done a big documentary of QB, and I still think the key issue there, technology is amazing, they spent so much time doing it, but the commercialization piece is always so tricky with those things. But also maybe the US market is better for these kind of things because you just have a huge site and it's 300-400 home sites, whereas in the UK to come across something like that is quite rare.
Barclays and Red Rose.
Yeah, and there's maybe a little bit of a monopoly there as well.
But I think what you have is that the big house builders, they sort of have a monopoly. They're so big, they can buy land for cheaper. They build the cheapest product possible. Nice. It's like you're competing against McDonald's, essentially, right? And
for a quality perspective as well.
It's literally McDonald's housing, right? So, when you come in and you're trying to be sustainable housing and new technology, you can't compete with the big house builders. So you have to have that kind of focus on niche.
Yeah.
Like, there's companies like Situ, I think, are a North Star for like companies that are making a success of it. But yeah, it is a challenge. I think, there could be more potential in Europe, but as you say, the US, they build in timber,
Yeah, and we also have this quotas for affordable housing, right? In London, I think they decreased it from 35% to 20%, maybe this month or last month. So I think every development of more than 9 units needs to have affordable housing in, so you can't do it.
Also, I read something a few days ago that borough in London, south of London here, Merton, building new build houses. How many houses do you think they sold? I can't remember exactly what month, but for ease, like last month, like within the last 3 months or so, they literally sold one house.
Yeah. So interest rates have gone up. People can't afford to buy houses as well, so the prices are coming down. So there's a perfect storm where people can't really afford to buy houses. The cost of building houses is so high. And you've got all this, you have social housing, bats that you got to worry about, SIL, Section 106, all of
now
these.
you also have these bees, not trickle vents, but the vents at the bottom. How do you call them?
Bottom of where?
The cross ventilation below.
Oh yeah.
You have like a bees vents. That's the
bees?
Yeah, for bees. Yeah.
Oh, like
Yes, for those bees. Yeah.
Right, so they can fly in and out.
Yeah. So they can.
There you go. We got bees. No, that's new to me.
Did you also, just a side note, did you also see like one of the, like a big development in the UK recently was held up because there was one bat that was like wouldn't leave, and obviously bats protected species. Like this whole like whatever it was, huge, tens of millions probably, it was like held up because of one bat. I mean,
yeah.
What hope have we got, guys?
Commercially, you can't win that.
What's happening at Architect Network? How many you shot like tons of videos now going around architect offices?
So
and
I'm now working on it full time. So
congrats.
Luckily that business has been growing. So now I have more time to spend on it. We've been kind of trying to nail our content schedule. I'm always like chasing the tail, as you guys probably know. It's it's just endless editing and stuff. But I think right now we're rebuilding ATN, what we call ATN 2.0. We'll have a new website at the end of the month, opening some new features like jobs boards, recruitment, all that kind of stuff to piece together with the core, which is our courses. Our conference is our crown jewel. It'll be like 5 years since we started ATN, and that's going to be a big thing for us. There's a lot of excitement already building around it, so I just got to make sure I don't go broke doing it, which should be okay.
Protect your downside.
That's like a plague of like this content kind of business, right? It's very easy to just keep burning and creating content.
Ultimately, you need to provide
commercial.
Value. If you don't provide value, then you should go out of business.
I mean, we would all love to create content for content's sake, but we have to make.
Not really.
And then I think we're in the middle of this storm of AI and BIM 2.0. I think those are the two big things.
So let's talk about it. You are an architect, right? So what is your how do you see the landscape of architecture and software right now, and maybe blend some Speckle into it?
Yeah. So let's get Speckle in there. Like I said, there's two things going on right now. Like AI, this huge hype and injection of AI into architecture firms. And then also...
Is it on the design side, or on the workflow side, or...?
It's a bit of both. I break it down into like process and creative. So process is like just getting ChatGPT to write your email, or like go through a brief, and like it's basically a lot of the boring side or the admin side. I see a lot of firms like using LLMs to create wikis of all their projects, right? So they can quickly see, let's say a big firm like Big, what airports have we done in the past? Like how big are they? And
by the way, big is the name of a firm, not a big firm like Big.
Yeah, I should have used it better. And then, but like, they're just using LLMs to like get bids out or stuff like that to streamline the boring things, or the admin side. But then there's also the creative, which is obviously very image-based, video-based, and all that kind of stuff. Which is disrupting parts of the design process, like the viz, and it's basically freeing up architects to spend more time designing.
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen it disrupt like I go into a firm and they're designing in ways I've never seen before. It's like, it's still the same design process. It's just parts are sped up. So like, yeah, and everyone's kind of got FOMO of AI, like, or some new tool comes out and like everyone's scrambling for it, and what, you know, can we use it? How are we going to integrate it? All that kind of stuff. So I think there's a big aspect of that.
Yeah, it must be tough to manage.
You are entrepreneurial. Would have you not thought about like doing your own authoring tool?
No, because I see everyone right now is building some bloody lovable website, which is like a wrapper for Stable Diffusion or Nano Banana or ChatGPT, and everyone is building some tool. And I do think we're in like a .com equivalent bubble of
AI bubble.
AI apps. Yeah, like so I think I'm in quite an interesting position where like I'm actually surveying all of these things as like, you know, this online business or content creator. So for me, that's more interesting.
Yeah, it's nice to be an observer, actually.
Yeah, at the moment, you know, I've just been, again, going in the housing space, trying to innovate there. And so now it's nice to kind of maybe step back and just take a look at what is going on and being that place where people can come and find out.
Where do you see Speckle in this blend of software and workflows and AI maybe?
Yeah, I think Speckle is a huge player in this, because all of, like I say, all of these different people are making these new tools, whether it's AI or BIM 2.0. And I think the thing that can tie them all together, and is tying them all together, is Speckle, right? And I see like a lot of these companies are using Speckle in some way, whether them as a design firm, like to upload projects and, you know, create these online platforms and apps. These startups are using it as ways to, you know, plug their new thing with an existing tool. I think the ability to, like, you know, the light bulb moment for me with Speckle was, you know, it can be a place where all this AEC data, which is everywhere, is accessible in one place, and then you can build stuff in there that can access it. Like, to me, that's the real light bulb moment for Speckle.
And we just spoke to Martin Day, and he was very what's the word where you're like doomsaying about like the
doom and gloom about what? About AI.
About AI and how, you know, like humanity
and it's something
is
to
in
impact us in
trouble.
the right way. There will be extinction of humankind.
Yeah, he related humanity to the equivalent of horses and cars.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So do you agree with this? Maybe in the context of architecture.
Yeah, let's stick to the context of, like, broadly, I think there's going to be disruption. Like, people are going to get displaced, and specifically for architecture, like, I haven't seen it actually disrupt the industry. Everyone's talking like, oh, it is disrupting parts, and I think it will be very disruptive. But again, when we go around these offices and when I talk to people, they're still designing it in the same way. They're just super powered at certain parts. So specifically, firms are saving money not using Viz firms anymore. You know, the Viz industry, I think, is being disrupted.
Yeah. The
And-
visuals,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the CGI,
Yeah.
like the video stuff, right? Some Viz firms, you're paying like 60 grand a minute or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
crazy.
And now I see young architecture firms charging good money, but less than that, and they
Yeah.
can kind of undercut that market, right?
It's still
like
a lot of profit, because
exactly. Or internally,
expansion.
you can do that internally now, then go out to a Viz firm, and you can control it. So that's where I see a little bit of disruption, is architecture firms are saving money and time, you know, outsourcing these things and speeding up the process. Like, now I can go from an idea to a render in minutes, whereas, you know, before it was like a day or like weeks or whatever, right? So I think I see some disruption there. I definitely think it's going to be, we won't be like replaced by AI. I don't think like AI is just going to design your whole building and all this kind of stuff, but I think we will be displaced. So I think architecture teams will be able to get smaller and more nimble. And so, you know, the ones that adopt will thrive, and the ones that don't will may not survive.
Yeah,
But,
Martin had the same conclusion actually.
Yeah, race to zero, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting time, but yeah, the other like really disruptive part is marketing. Like I've seen a couple young architects. Suddenly, I've never seen. There's not many architecture firms or people that had like over 100K on Instagram or something like that. It would be like the famous architects.
Yeah.
Now I find loads of young students or whatever, they'll have over 100K.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually because they're utilizing AI to...
But that's influencers, right? Rather than...
Yeah, but for some of them, it's been able to, it's enabled them to get their idea, their philosophy out there, find a real client, and start a firm. Yeah. So the process to start your firm has also been reduced to like a year.
Not 25 years to get...
Exactly, Because before you would do some competitions in the evening and you produce some renders and then publish it and kind of, you'd go and network and try and find some clients. But that process would take a long time just to give you a base. But now you can just generate ideas for it.
Yeah, I think the marketing piece is very important. Like it's super relevant now, like this distribution advantage that companies have. And I think even yesterday I saw a very long form article written by Andreessen Horowitz, an investor based in Silicon Valley, about how they are now offering or giving each of the startups they invest in this like huge kind of distribution package, because the marketing is like the new kind of like leverage that people have.
I actually think that the investment don't go that well and that they are...
I mean, I have a lot of questions in relation to the specific article, but to Ollie's point, I think is people focusing on that as like kind of new thing. However, with that, you still can't beat like having a building designed by like a designer architect, right? Someone out there wants a building designed by Zaha Hadid because like they say, I have a building designed by this person. So there is that kind of
for those guys, I think they have authenticity already they have a strong brand, right? So I don't think for them the whole AI aspect is more a production opportunity. They could produce more with less.
Yes.
But I don't think, people still want the building to be designed by Zaha or Big or Foster's or whoever it is, right? So I think it's also crafting that space for the new, younger companies. And the way you do that is by putting ideas out there. And you can put ideas out there very quickly.
Last one from me is if you were to make a bet, which companies will benefit more from AI, larger practices or smaller practices, what would you choose?
I think smaller, because I see...
Smaller to 1 to 10, yes?
Yeah. Because I think they'll be able to grow. And there's already examples of this, like Tim Fu is a good example. Like they're going to be nimble and AI is going to be integrated from day one. Whereas existing firms, I see them moving a lot slower, and it's like turning a tanker. And so I think they might be too slow to really take advantage of it.
And the last question is, why architects love structural engineers?
Love them. It's a love-hate relationship, because without you guys, the building wouldn't stand up. But
mostly hate.
But we always want to maybe push the boundaries a little bit. So it's a love-hate relationship. But I think when you work with great engineers, you create great stuff. And there are some great engineering companies out there, particularly when like you're tech fluent and they're tech fluent. I think that's when the magic happens, because you speak the same language and you can quickly, work together. So
cool, Ollie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks you guys for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. Good luck. See you at ATN.
ATN Summit, March 18th and 19th. Yeah, bring them along.